If you're having trouble with your business right now and you're thinking, man, it's getting so tough, I might even have to close the doors. Well, you've come to the right place and you better watch the rest of this video because we're going to show you exactly what you need to be doing. And honestly, we're going to get you in the right frame of mind. This video, hopefully, will get you a little bit closer to not only surviving, but finally thriving like you see all these other business owners doing out there that make it look so easy. We're breaking it down for you right here on the Upward Bound Media channel. Stay tuned. All right, so we're just going to jump right on in. So you've been struggling, like the season sucks. It just seems like people are not making phone calls anymore. People are not calling your business, and you feel like all this competition around you, you feel like they're actually out there crushing it. Well, I'll give you a heads up. They're feeling the same impact you are. The current market is not that great currently, especially if you're an HVAC business, because I don't know about you, but over here where I'm in Oklahoma right now, we really kind of lost out on our winter. It's February right now and it's like 75 degrees outside. So this makes it very difficult to drive traffic because it doesn't really matter what you're doing. The customers really aren't looking for your services right now. However, we're sitting in a position where right around the corner, it's about to pop off. Now, you're over here trying to figure out what you're going to do today. And yeah, you obviously need to make it through today to get to tomorrow. But what you should really be focusing on is how you're going to make money a month from now, how you're going to make money 2 months from now. You have to put in the legwork today in order to see all the fruits of your effort later on. That is what makes business so very difficult, is because you have to first defeat your own mind and you have to be a little bit crazy to make this work. But seriously, in reality, the only thing that you need to do to be successful is refuse to give up. Refuse to give up, and you are guaranteed success. Now, this refusing to give up does not mean you're over there sitting on the couch watching The Young and the Restless every single day. That's not that's you giving up. That's not refusing to give up because you're not getting paid this week because you didn't do any work. No, the phone doesn't just ring magically on its own. Like don't start up a business one day and then magically the phone starts ringing the next. No, you can make this happen, but you have to take steps. Okay. These steps are very, very important that you actually take them. And the longer that you wait to take these steps, to take these crucial steps, the longer you wait to become a legitimate business. So if you've just started up and you're feeling the brunt of your decisions to jump off the cliff, well, hang in there. There's a few things that you can do to really start getting your business some traction and get your business off the ground. And some of you seasoned guys out there still haven't done this. You've been operating off of word of mouth. You started with your family and friends, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. You were able to finally get some of that traction. You got some reviews maybe coming into your business, and those people referred other people, which referred other people. And this is awesome because that is a baseline that you need to have for your business. And all your decisions going forward should be based on increasing the amount of those referrals that are coming into your business. However, we can't in this day and age operate on referrals alone because in reality, people don't talk to each other very much anymore. Sure, they see each other on social media. We'll say see each other on social media. Yeah, maybe they have coworkers that they work with. And so you do still get some word of mouth. But for the most part, people are kind of just sitting at their house, scrolling along, complete zombies to the entire world. This is not conducive for a referral based business. And that's the reason why you're seeing a lot of mom and pop shops really struggle right now because they have failed to capitalize on the fact that they already have all these referrals coming in and bring that over into the digital realm. There's a lot of different ways that we can do this. Okay. But first and foremost is we have to get the referrals to actually come as we're serving customers. And so how do we do that? Well, it starts at the door. immediately you need to work on your rapport building skills. Because if you can't build rapport with your customers, it doesn't matter how good of a tech you are, it doesn't matter how beautiful your install is, you will never get a referral because people want to refer people that they know, like, and trust, right? That when was the last time you gave a referral? It was probably some guy that made you laugh when he was over at your house. It was probably some guy who walked in your living room, saw that you had a huge fish up on the wall, and immediately started a conversation with you to lower your walls. And just by coming in and having a conversation, a short 2-minute conversation with me about something that I obviously care about because I put it and framed it, put it up on the wall or what have you. Now we have this kind of friendship thing going on, right? Whether you're male or female, it doesn't really matter. Females are going to automatically be more apprehensive when a man walks into their house, as they should be, because dudes are freaking crazy. I'm not going to lie. And so you need to do something that puts her at ease. So this is where I recommend, like, we used to bring up their newspapers, we used to bring up their trash cans, uh, et cetera, et cetera. If you see something there, it doesn't matter if it doesn't have anything to do with heating and air conditioning. If you see something at a house, just do it. So, I mean, obviously, you don't want to like go get their mail out of the mailbox. That's a federal crime, so don't do that. But if you see that their newspaper sitting out there, if you see that the trash truck just came through, bring it up to the house and then let them know that, hey, I brought up your trash can. I don't want you freaking out thinking somebody stole it or something. Or here's your newspaper. I saw it out there. I didn't want somebody to come take it or something. This immediately lowers walls, and you just pulled into the driveway. You just said, here's this extra crap that you didn't hire me for that I'm going to do at absolutely no charge. And it's just a friendly thing. Like, if you pull up to your mom's house and she has a newspaper sitting out front, you're probably going to pick it up and you're going to bring it inside. If they've got packages sitting out front, when you knock on the door and be like, hey, you got a couple packages out here, you want me to carry them in for you? Just go the extra lengths. Okay, you need to become an extraordinary technician. You need to become an extraordinary business. And extraordinary happens when somebody ordinary does a little bit of extra. And so throughout the whole call, you'll kind of be building rapport. I'm not talking about like hitting on the customer or anything, but just finding similarities or things that you guys have in common and speaking about them. So you walk in the house and there's a quilt up on the wall and your grandma happens to quilt and blah, figure out conversations that you can have with your customers, and pretty much everybody's living room tells a story about what they actually care about. So let's talk about it. But now that you have the rapport built up, now you run the whole call and you can actually make a sale easier. I'm not pushing sales, but they ask you less questions and it's less friction when you go in there and tell them that they have a bad contactor and you bring in the contactor. They already trust you because of the conversations that you've had earlier. And so they just say, okay. And then you know, go replace the contactor instead of going through this whole thing. I found it cheaper on Amazon. Like, you can do away with a bunch of that by just being nice, by just being somebody that they actually want to be in their home. And then guess what? They feel at ease letting their friends and family know about how awesome you are. And then not only that, they're going to call you again next year because you happen to make them feel good. I used to get it all the time. I'd have people completely reschedule because I would be like 3 towns over. They would call in, say, my air conditioner's broken. Can you send Mark out? Oh, sorry, Mark's booked out for the next 8 hours, but I have another guy in town and I can send you that back. No, no worries. What time can we get on the schedule for tomorrow? And that's crazy. These people have got a freaking air conditioner that's broke down and they want to make sure that it's still me. And so they'll wait an entire day of an air conditioner being broke down just so that I'm the one that shows up. And like, that's awesome. Now, don't get me wrong. They're probably going to get a discount tomorrow because that makes me feel good too, but then they're going to refer their other friends and they're going to say, make sure that you ask for Mark. And so then we end up getting a whole bunch of calls of people that are asking for Mark. And there was a point in time where we just had to say, like, "I'm sorry, Mark's not coming. He's a little bit busy." And so we have to send another guy, you know. But you need to be that person. Like, enjoy your job, enjoy the communicating with the customers. If you're in residential HVAC, part of the reason why you'll succeed is because of the conversation with the customer. Now, we don't just leave it at that though. Okay, so it's not just build up rapport, sell them some stuff, and then they'll call you again. No, we need to like let them know. Okay. So flat out tell them, hey, if you have any friends or family, that happen to be needing an HVAC guy, I hope you think of me. Something like that. Or what I would prefer is you say, "Hey, by the way, I don't know if you know, but we give out our to our customers $50 for every new customer that they happen to bring us for any services that are performed." Or if they end up somebody needs a new install, we give you $500 for referring that customer to us as an appreciation. And the whole reason why we do this is we ran the numbers, and I would actually rather advertise through our customer base than give Zuckerberg that same amount of money. And so we figured it up that it's like $50 per service call that we normally have to pay for ads, and then it's typically $500 to make an install sale. So instead of giving that to Google or Facebook, we decided to go ahead and just give that away to our customers, because we would rather support the community than support some stinking billionaire guy, some spiel like that. And people will refer you left and right. And then if they start getting a paycheck, man, you could have people that are literally running full time just trying to spread your name. And you could even give them like an extra bonus. You get somebody that refers 5 different people to you. Um, Shout it out on Facebook and get more publicity around that, and then more publicity around the fact that you do give out referral money. And you can have a whole army of people out there that are spreading your name, and it's literally just because you're keeping the money in the community, and you're basically paying the same amount that you would pay for ads or something like that. So keep those referrals flowing. Make sure that the customer knows about it, and make sure that you actually ask for it. And then finally, make sure that you get the review before you leave site, because that is going to be your digital referral. Not everybody's going to talk to somebody about their HVAC system. Not everybody has somebody that has had an experience. And so when the Google review comes up, that is flat out real people telling other real people that they have never met that they should use your business. And so every single review matters a ton. And plus, it's actually going to help your rankings dramatically if you get reviews consistently coming in to your Google business profile. And if you don't have a Google business profile, if you have not gotten to the point where you created a Google business profile, make sure that you watch this video, because I'm going to show you exactly how to get that all set up and how to go through the tedious process of getting through Google and getting verified and finally getting listed so that you can get reviews into your business, and so you can start getting more phone calls coming into your business. And if you're an HVAC guy, you better get on that like today, because it takes a while to get ranked. And the longer you wait to get a Google business profile up and running, the more calls you're missing out on. We are almost to the summer. We are almost to air conditioning season. This is when most of you guys make or break your entire year. This is the time, and now is when you need to make this move, because Google just sits on its feet like for a very long period of time. So if you have not got this ball rolling, if you have not started the process of getting your Google business profile, fix it today. Get the ball rolling so that we can get this thing ready for the summer, and you can grow this puppy to heights that you just never even dreamed of. Follow along, because we're going to give you more tips just like this. We're going to tell you exactly how you can build your empire from scratch right here on Upward Bound Media. We'll see you next Saturday.